Like how to fetch an email ID of vendor master. Say why it is that much special. For example, we think like vendor master, the email ID is available in the general data. That's why it will be available in the LFA1 table, but it won't be available in LFA1. That's why I got an idea like we will make one small video which will be useful to many people when they work on certain kind of smart forms. In pure smart form, if you want to fetch that email ID, you want to keep in the smart form. Otherwise, you are working on some customized report where you have to fetch the email ID of the vendor. In that cases, we need to know the logic of how to fetch that email address from the vendor master through table. Today we are going to learn that concept. I hope with this video you will be in a position to understand and do on your own how to fetch the email ID. Okay, the first I will just open one vendor. For example, I'm just going to address data. So this is the vendor. The vendor name is Ganesh Group of Companies, and the mail ID is ganesh.sap2015@gmail.com. I have given my mail ID as for this vendor. Okay, now we are going to learn how to fetch this email ID to any of the reports. If you work, how to do that. The first one is we have to go to the table. I'm going to SS16 transaction code where I will pass the table. The table is LFA1. It's a vendor general data. In this table, we can see the field called LIFNR. LIFNR is the vendor number field. Give vendor number in that field and execute it. See, as soon as you execute, you will get the output. In that output, we have to take the field called ADR-NR. See, this is the field ADR-NR, address number. What you have to pass vendor number in LFA1 table to get the ADR-NR. Just take that ADR-NR and go to the table. Just open SC11 where we can see the list of fields also. The table is ADR3, ADR3, and go to display. See, ADR3 is the fax numbers and all those details will be available. And now our requirement is ADR6 because where we are getting the mail ID. See, email address of the business addresses. Now ADR6 where you will get the email address, and now go to in the execute mode. Here you can see the field ADDR number. ADDR number. Okay, we have kept the field name, and in this we pass the ADR address number 39368. 39368. Pass in the address number and execute it. Okay, I'm just increasing the width of the table output. See, you will get SMTP underscore ADDR. This is the field where we can get the mail ID. Means I can say if you write in the steps, we can get in that way. First, what we have done, pass vendor number. The field is LIFNR in table LFA1 and get the address number. Field is ADR-NR. First step we have done, we got the address number from the vendor number, then pass address number. Here this is ADDR number. For this it was written. I'm just copying that. pass address number in table ADR6 and get the email ID. What is that email ID field? SMTP underscore ADDR. Okay. Now we got our mail ID. This logic we can use when you construct any smart forms for PO where you want to capture, you want to give vendor email address also, and also if you are making a report, customized report where you are keeping the vendor name, vendor description, vendor number, description, all these things we can get from LFA1 table and all. But for email ID, we have to come to ADR6. In the same way, we have this ADR3 different tables to get different kind of data. Today we learned how to fetch vendor email address into any customized developments when you work. I hope this is helpful for you, and we have these are the different tables like this is ADR6 for email address, where we will pass the address number and get the email address. Where will you get the address number? Address number will be available from our LFA1, which is the general data of the vendor. If you see the general data of the vendor master, where we have address number, see this is the ADRNR. Okay, this is the address number. We have to take this address number and pass in ADR6 table to get the email address. I hope this session is useful to you to understand of fetching the email address from the vendor master, and thanks for your time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch videos and learn. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.